What's going on this time? We're talking about the Common Core standards. And this has an awful lot to do with where we're going to be heading to over the next several years, maybe in Washington, unless, of course, we have the good sense not to do this. I thought when I saw these huge budget restrictions coming in place and the fact we weren't going to have any money, that boy, that's it. Core 24, done with. Common Core standards, done with. But no, we always seem to have more money for administration and less for the classroom. I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So this issue basically outlines a little bit about what the costs are for Common Core and why it makes absolutely no sense to do this within the next 2 years. There's not going to be any Common Core assessment until 2015. So why in the world would you start buying a product that you're not going to get any benefit from for 4 years? Wait a couple of years and see if this thing's worth buying, because I don't think it's going to be worth buying. Meanwhile, we got to start teaching kids something in the classrooms, and largely you've been sold a bill of goods that it's all the teacher's fault that things aren't going well. No, I'm sorry, that's not the case. Upper level administration really needs an awful lot of help. And if you're interested in looking at this thing, I started teaching in 1968, which would be, 42 years ago, something like that. Anyway, 43. And what I can tell you is that there's these cycles that go through, where we go through about 3 to 5 years of, you got to do this, you got to do this. And it always mystified me as to why that was happening until I finally figured out that the dog and pony show experts, they wouldn't have anything to sell if they didn't keep changing this thing every 3 to 5 years. So once I got onto that, I got on to going, okay, well, let's actually figure out how to teach kids. Interestingly enough, there was a book called The Witch Doctors that was put out by 2 editors of The Economist. And they looked at these business theories, these latest, greatest things, and they concluded that at the time businesses would adopt these, there was no proof that any of them worked. And you didn't really find out if they worked or not until you tried them out. And they said businesses, on the other hand, really did take a look, and if they weren't working, they got rid of them because they'd go out of business otherwise. But in education, that doesn't happen. In government, that doesn't happen. You can keep doing things wrong forever, and you never go out of business. So right now, it's really key that we convince the government that they need to make an evidence-based decision. And the Washington government needs to make an evidence-based decision and not adopt the Common Core standards. That's the message of this issue. So I hope to learn something, and hope you have a good time. And